Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to August, what is it, 13th? Yeah, today is August the 13th. It's a beautiful Thursday, if you can call it that. I think we have finally broken our triple-digit temperature weather, or the high 90s. Right now, it is about 10 o'clock in the morning. It's 71 degrees, and it is supposed to cool down from here. Let's see what we got in the mail today. Now today we're not going to be doing much with the old tractors. I'm going to show you some of the gadgets and gizmos I did get to make it a little easier for me to operate them and safer, or at least the idea behind it. And yeah, we're going to also cover a little bit of securing the shop, if you want to call it a shop. Many of you will already know what this is from Vistaprint. Yeah, I finally got around to ordering some cards for myself. Let's see what they look like here. That is the end packing one. Yeah, just for myself. It's got a picture of me on there that has collector of old iron and other items of interest. Has the city and a phone number where I can be contacted. Then on the back, member of the High Desert Antique Tractor Association of the Edge and TA, collecting Alice International and other items of interest. And I can be found on YouTube. It comes with a QR code. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me turn it around so people can scan that and be directed right to my YouTube channel. So, that said, I'd like to thank all of you that have been subscribing and following along with my channel. Hopefully we'll get some more content that y'all like, and we'll keep on rolling. Yeah. Anyway, that's what's in the box. Next thing we're going to do, if I get my fingers to work, pick it up. I bought a couple of elongated shank padlocks. And what I'd like to do is see if these will fit on the track of that garage door, just in case somebody is getting it open from the outside. I don't have a key for that T-handle thing, so I thought about changing it, and then I thought, yeah, no, if I can't open it, nobody else can either, and it's out of sight, out of mind. But if I put these on there, if I can get them in somehow in the track to keep the door from going up, that'll make me sleep a little easier. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to it. Hey, where do fish go on vacation? Any ideas? Finland. Now, one of the biggest problems I'm having with what I call security here at my new place happened right after I moved in, almost a year ago. Let me show you what I'm talking about. That is a picture of the front end of the garage slash shop, which I like because it has bigger floor space than my old shop, but it is a hunk of junk. The bottom of the door is rotting away. In fact, that's an interior door, not an exterior door. So eventually that whole door and frame and everything's going to have to come out of there, and I'll probably have to do a lot of carpentry work to get a new, what they call a 3.0 or a 3-foot wide door to put in there, because that isn't even 3.0. I think it's more like maybe 30 inches or so, 28 inches. So yeah, that's going to need a wider door in it, and I would like to have a window installed to the left of that door, but that's neither here nor there. What the problem is with the security is starting right there at the edge of the wall of the garage slash shop over to the other side of the tree here, which you can see starts over there behind the tree. A huge section of that dog-ear cedar fence blew down last year in a high wind when those two big pine trees came down in the front yard. Yeah, so you can see right here in front of you the panels of the dog-ear cedar fence just laying there on the ground about where they ended up when that windstorm happened. So one of the first things I'm going to do when I get to cracking on this fence is remove this little short panel piece from the end of the shop wall, whatever you want to call it, of the garage, and detach that 2x that's running up and down there where the fence was attached to that, and I'm going to put a post in right there to keep that fence separate of the structure. These pre-built panels are okay, but I do not agree with the way the guy put them together using those clips. Now, you got to imagine looking at it from the right hand side. That's the top of that clip, and the bottom is the left hand side. The guy that built this fence was using those as a hanger. Yeah, so all 3 rails on each panel is attached to a post via those little clips. Okay, well, that's a real handy way of putting those panels onto a post, but I don't agree with it, like I said, because it makes it difficult to change out the post when they rot off at the bottom. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is put a post in and then screw the 2x3s that make up the panel rails to the post directly and bypass using those little metal pieces. I did something similar out at the farm, and it worked real well between the house and the garage there, where I was going to continue it on out and around and put it out around the apple tree orchard and then reconnect back to the garage. So yeah, we're going to continue to do that here. It's just going to take me a little bit of time to get everything put together and get it lined up and ready to go. Say, have you all heard about the new sport called quiet tennis? Yeah, same thing you're familiar with, just without the rackets. Well, there's a good shot of the overcast sky that we have going on today. It's supposed to be raining this afternoon, so yeah, that dark spot right there looks like it's a-coming. Now, despite it only being about 70 degrees out here, I'm already breaking a sweat because of the humidity, so that storm is coming. Right in here is where I was thinking of putting the padlock, if it'll reach around the face of that, if it's wide enough in the shank and long enough to go in there, because the wheel for one of the panels sits right here, and if I can put a padlock in there, that'll keep whoever from pulling the door open, even though it is locked basically from the outside and you can't open it from the outside. Okay, let's see if these new padlocks will work. I'm kind of concerned that I think they're too narrow. This way, I think they're too narrow. Hey, but no, looky there, that'll work. Yeah, so these will go in up here on that one, then I can turn them around and lock, and the wheel won't be able to get up past that for somebody to open the door. So yeah, win-win for that one. Well, the padlock is installed now that the door's down, and nope, that door isn't going up past that padlock. Yep, it's pretty much shut. Those padlocks are going to be nothing more than a peace of mind for me, knowing that that door can't come up. That's going to do it for securing the shop for now until I figure out what I'm going to do with the window, but at least I know that back door can't be rolled open, and I know the front people door has a different padlock on it than what the original owner had on it. So yeah, a little bit more confident in the security of this building. What do duck hunters like to eat with their cheese? Quackers. Let's get on with the parts that I was going to get for the Farmall H to help me be able to use it safely. Yeah, one of the first issues I was having on the Farmall H is this choke rod that runs along here. There, pull it. You can see what it does there. Pulls that choke lever. It runs back here, and of course its little hanger's missing that goes right there. But what I was thinking of doing was running a thing up here to that little tab on the headlight bar It has a hole in it by running a line from here up to that little bracket. Well, to do that, I purchased a mid to late 20s Model T Ford Firewall choke rod bell crank. Yeah, so what I'm going to have to do is figure out some way to mount this down here, so when I pull up on the rod up above there, it pulls the long end, and then this little short end down here pulls this one. That way I can sit in the seat and reach up here to that thing and yeah, pull the choke rod and start it from there. Now, speaking of starting this tractor, I'm having a real issue getting my foot to twist around to push this pin in that engages the starter button that's back there. Yeah, see how it engages that right there? Yeah, I cannot get leverage on that enough to make the engine actually start because I can't get my foot around that front of the seat mounting assembly and whatnot to push on that button. So what I thought of was the same type of deal I have on the Super M. Is this flat steel loop here with a paddle on it and a lever. It would hang down something kind of like that when mounted in the correct position. You stomp on the lever over there and that little paddle comes forward and engages the starter button back here. The only other thing to do is buy some longer battery cables and relocate the starter up to the later H position, which is up here across from the amp gauge and the light control, all that. There's a cast iron box that goes here that the starter button goes actually into. Now I kind of have that foot pedal starter thing mocked up about where it was going to go, and you can plainly see that I have a gap right there, so that tab is going to have something added to it or lengthened to get it hit that starter button. But I think that's going to be about the least problematic way to go and way to make that happen. My son has a wire feed welder, so if I get a little piece of that 1-inch wide strap material, what, another 3/4 of an inch longer than that, yeah, we can have him weld that on there, and that'll make it a great little starter button. The other thing that I need to come up with as being a member of the Early Day Gas Engine and Tractor Association, I need to have a fire extinguisher mounted on this tractor for if I go to a pull or a tractor drive or whatever. I need to have an ABC fire extinguisher on the tractor. So that'll be another little project we're going to get to and put on here. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this little brief video. It's not going to be real long today. It's already starting to spritz out here. It's getting darker. The wind is starting to come up. They're not predicting a lot of moisture in the way of rain today, but they are predicting a lot of winds and a huge amount of lightning strikes, dry lightning type stuff. So hopefully we don't get any more fires in the area, because breathing here in the area has been rather difficult. In fact, we've had red flag warnings for people with asthma issues and whatnot to stay indoors now for the better part of a week. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed what I'm going to do with the little Farmall H. We're going to get to work on the Super M as well here before too long. And yeah, that's it for today. I won't bother you with demolition on what I need to remove and take apart on that fence line yet. But we will get that fence line put up, keep people out of the backyard where I'm storing the tractors and out of the shop. Anyway, I'm Dave, wishing you well. Y'all have a good one now. Bye-bye.